everything back. Um, I'm gonna keep all this in actually, so I don't even care. Um,
That's fine.
I want it to be flowing. Everyone, welcome back. This is the third episode of Beyond the Bat podcast. Big guest again for number two. Not gonna go in deep on the introduction, but everyone, Joe Castrichini, give it up for him. Joe, how
Happy
you
to be
doing,
here,
man?
man. It's a pleasure. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Too long. We need to make sure we're keeping in
Yeah,
contact a
it's about
little bit.
reconnecting. It's not about the podcast. It's reconnecting.
Ex exactly. Um, but let's get rolling. To start, just introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, how old, where you went to college, where are you at now?
I'm Joe Castrichini. I am a pitcher from Boston, Massachusetts. Well, Peabody, Massachusetts. I say Boston because I'm in Virginia now and no one knows where Peabody, Massachusetts is.
Yep.
I sound like a lunatic, so I just tell people Boston. I went to Stonehill. I did my undergrad at Stonehill, studied economics, and I ended up after I graduated, I transferred to Longwood, where I'm at now in Farmville, Virginia, in the Big South. I'm also
Awesome.
23.
Awesome.
Forgot to mention that. 23.
Yes, sir. I kind of going a different route than I did with Brady to start because I've known, no offense, Brady, I love him. That's my guy. I've known you a lot
A
longer
lot
than I knew
longer. A
Brady.
lot longer.
I want to get the rundown on how you remember us meeting.
Oh, man, it's Academy.
Yeah, obviously Academy for sure.
Definitely just it's the Russ Steves era. I mean, he was the man, and our team was just a bunch of kids who didn't know how to play baseball, trying to play baseball, and
Hey, we had some dogs, though.
we did have some dogs. I wish I kept in contact with those guys. I think he's the only guy I still talk from that team. But I mean, I still know a couple of them. I don't think many of them played baseball after, but that was quite.
Yeah, on those like 11, 12-year-old teams, not many guys.
No, I don't think many people played.
I just remember the first tryout at St. John's, I met you, and we were
Yeah,
talking about like combats,
we
and
were.
I was like, I like this kid.
Dude, that's back
And
when
then
it
we
too.
had that they did that like opening ceremony thing, like dinner, where we like met the whole team,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw you sit down, and I was like, dude, I was so fired up
Yeah,
when I
that was
saw you
sweet.
sitting.
Dude, you're bringing back memories. I don't really remember much from back then, but you're bringing everything back.
Yeah,
The
I
combat,
do
dude.
remember TT. I remember us. We would always go to Wendy's before games
Yep,
because we would carpool a lot.
every time.
And I remember that carpool trip to Cape Cod.
Awesome.
I remember so much from those teams. It's just
I know.
really good memories. But to get into that, kind of how did your journey in baseball start? Kind of talk about Little League and us at the academy. I know you had a little bit before that,
Yeah.
obviously, but kind of just get into how your journey started.
I'd say it started. I mean, my parents always say it was I was 3 years old hitting crab apples with a wiffle ball bat. They would throw them at me, but I remember playing t-ball in Peabody, like the Peabody Public League, all the Little League, whatever. Played that. Um, it was a really only the sport I played. I tried basketball, didn't like it. Um, I wasn't allowed to play football because concussions, and my parents don't want me to be brain dead by 40. Which I mean, I guess I understand now, but just kind of kept at it, kept joining different leagues as I got older. I actually did pretty well. I thought I was decent. I mean, I was young, so I thought I was good. Everyone thinks they're really good. But then hit Little League. And this is where I started to notice like I wasn't as good as I thought I was. I'd say I definitely struggled compared to the other kids. Um, I remember I could barely hit. Um, Fielding wasn't great. I was always good at throwing, but it was never anything special. Um, and then a bunch of travel ball. We played I played Legends first. Some
Yeah.
Academy. Legends was a good time. Um, Academy, Antonelli, just bounced around kind of. And I remember when I was 12, I was like the worst kid on the All-Star team. Like I wasn't even I don't even know how I made it, honestly. Like there's so many little like kids my age that were pretty good and I was just grateful to be there. Um and then sort of I've noticed this trend with people is it doesn't really matter how good you are until you grow into your body. Like I firmly
Yep.
believe that. I wasn't good until, gosh, maybe like 2 years ago, I'd even say. Um, but kind of went through that whole grind it out. I'm pretty good. I always have that dream. And middle school was good. I did really well. And I started to like believe I was good again, started to be successful on like the middle school team. I was playing up on the eighth grade team as a sixth grader, found my stride a little bit. And then I got to St. John's Prep in Danvers, and oh boy, everyone's nasty.
Yeah, kind of give me that rundown on because obviously the last episode was Brady O'Brien,
Another St. John's
another
Prep legend.
from St. John's. But for the people who are listening to this that don't know Massachusetts well, when you think high school baseball, you think St. John's Prep.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
they are, at least for MIAA, like it's St. John's. So kind of go talk about like that team and how you needed to like truly find your role.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember I got there start of the spring for tryouts after I already made boys with a bunch of guys, and there were like 100 freshmen that tried out, which is nuts. I mean, we had 400 kids in our
Yeah, you
class.
guys had two freshman teams. I
Yeah,
remember.
we had two freshman teams because so many kids
Yeah.
tried out. And I remember getting there and I was like, wow, every kid is phenomenal. Like everyone was good. Like, and especially the older guys. The older guys were really good. Hold on, my coach texted me. Sorry, I always got to respond.
Yeah, don't need to be losing innings.
Okay, yeah, no, it's about donations. I'll answer it after. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut out, but
No, you're
I
good.
was
You're
scared to
good.
not answer. We got like a strict do not disturb is not allowed. Like he's got to push his
Yeah.
notifications. So I'm gonna turn that back on actually. If he doesn't see this, no, I was on do not disturb. Um, anyways, so I remember got there, was watching the older guys play, and I was like, holy crap, like these kids are good. Like I'm so small, I'm undersized, I'm just skinny, and these kids are hitting 400-foot bombs. Like the juniors and seniors, they look like fully grown men to me. And it sort of brings you to it's a weird humbling because you know they're older than you, but you just know how far the gap is in terms of age, size, speed, ability, everything across the board. So just kept grinding it out because the freshmen, all the other freshmen were in the same boat as me. I mean, you talked to Brady yesterday. Brady was the smallest guy around. His story is
Yeah.
unbelievable. His story is crazy, and I'm
That it's insane what that kid has gone through.
so proud of him.
Like,
Um, but yeah, and then kind of grinded out. You all work out together. You do everything together. I mean, the guys I was on the freshman team with are my brothers still to this day, just because we moved up through the years together. We all play together, everything, and yeah, it was just fun. Got to enjoy the process. I mean, year after year, you get a little bit better. You get a little bit better. You're closer, and then finally, it's your like senior year, and you got a good spot on the team. And it's a crazy process. I think it's huge for development. I think playing with that many talented kids just breeds excellence. I think it's really hard to succeed to that degree in a different environment. I think the people around you, you're a product of your environment. I always say that. And I
yeah.
think it's important that I went through that where I had that sort of, oh, if I don't do this, I'm gonna fall behind my friends. Like they're all succeeding, they're all grinding, they're all pushing themselves. And it was just high school too. We're not even talking about college yet. Um, but yeah, I think being at the prep, just in terms of academics, athletics, religious aspect, I think it just pushed me to be a better person that I needed to be, a stronger person, and just develop across the board all the way until I was ready to go to college.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Talk about your junior year. You guys end up making a
Oh
final
man,
in the Super 8. That was a really good freaking team. Kind of go in on that junior year that you guys had.
dude, that was special. I mean, there's so many talented guys on that roster. Um, I mean, I didn't even have a big role. I was a bullpen arm, maybe. I don't even remember what I did on that team. But I just remember watching guys like you had your Max Geig. He's still playing with the Angels in Double A right now.
Yeah.
Um, you got Alex Lane. Alex Lane's a dog. I mean, I don't know how he didn't get drafted out of Northeastern.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't either. I don't know
Insane,
how he did not got get drafted.
crazy. And then you had, I mean, dude, I could go down the list. Like, there's so many guys. that just across the board were some of the best players I played with and got to be on a team with them, build that brotherhood. And remember, we made it to the Super 8. I think we were the 3 seed or the 2 seed. I don't know. We were seated pretty high. And we lost our first game, I believe. I think we lost our first game, which was tough because then you got to go through the losers bracket. And looking back at it now, it's crazy. I mean, we had to face BC High, who was our rival. We ended up taking out BC High. And after this, we got to face Walpole. Walpole at the time had Cam Schlittler on their team, who's now a starter for the Yankees, who's their
Yeah.
hardest throwing guy on the team. And then finally made it to the championship. And you got the underdog story of a lifetime, North Andover, who's got Sebastian Keane, Jake McElroy, and a bunch of just other dogs that came out of nowhere. And it's kind of a cool story for the prep haters, the people that don't really like the prep. Watch this public school beat us like that. I mean, there were so many people at that game. I think it was like at least 1,000, maybe 2,000. But
Oh, for sure. I was telling Brady I was at that game two. There was at least 2,000, 2,500
it
people
was
there
nuts
for
for
sure.
a high school
Yeah.
game. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. That was the first time I'd ever played in an atmosphere like that. It wasn't even at a big field. I mean, the field was packed. It was nuts. But yeah, that was a cool
Yeah.
experience. I mean, we lost, but man, that was special to be a part of. That's definitely something I hold close to my heart. I remember a lot about that year.
Kind of go in on the recruitment process for you out of high school because I know I was felt like I tried to help you at least behind the plate, but kind of talk about that going into your senior summer, the recruiting process for you.
I think it was my junior summer. I think it was my junior year, but I actually my junior year I tore my UCL before the season, and I didn't know that it was torn until my senior summer, so going into college. And I'm sorry. Um, so I didn't know anything was torn. I didn't know anything was wrong. I just knew I was in a lot of pain. And I remember my high school coach, Dan Latart. Love that guy. I mean, he's one of a kind. He's someone I
Yeah.
cherish in my life, and I'm very grateful I met. Um, he set me up with Stonehill. I did a camp there, and I threw decently well. And they liked what they saw. They saw me in game in the spring, so I ended up committing there. And that kind of took a lot off my back, knowing I had a home at least going into next year, not having to stress about that. I was just grateful to know where I was going because I think the unknown is scary to everyone. No one likes to not know what's going on in the future. So me being able to settle in and understand that I was going here for 4 years was a big relief, but it definitely wasn't the big, oh, I have this offer, this offer, this offer, this offer. I mean, I had like 4 or 5 schools that were interested and then dropped me because I didn't throw well. And it's definitely hard to process, but I remember being very grateful to be done with it when the time came to make a decision.
So yeah, I knew I Stonehill was definitely a place I wanted to go. Like that was pretty high um, on my list. Looking back, thankful I didn't end up there. Obviously, making the jump to Division 1, and I knew I wasn't a Division 1 talent. But I was kind of going in yesterday on. I knew Stonehill would have been it was a really good place for you to go to start. Obviously, it was somewhere where I wanted to go. I was really looking at, and they kind of just were pretty blunt and like, yeah, we think you have potential, but we just don't know where you fit on a roster with 7 catchers.
Yeah.
So that was
I
really good
mean,
to
you had Matt Donlin
hear
ahead of
from
you
them.
too. Matt Donlin was
Yeah,
the
because I had a really good camp there. Hit on-field BP, and I was just lacing the ball
mashing
all over
balls.
the
Yeah.
yard,
That's a
and
cool
like I
feeling.
could hear the coaches like behind, like holy crap. And then we get in the game, and I played well, and there was someone else who beat me out for a spot in high school that I'm not going to name a name that I very much outformed in this said camp, and um, I was just thankful that they didn't offer him because I was gonna be so mad if they did. But anyways, the injury, kind of go into that. Kind of talk about where your mindset was, because I knew it was a tough time for you, obviously, and you kind of had to deal with that, like once you got into college. So kind of talk about the steps you had to take to get out of that.
Yeah, so I have probably one of the longer recovery stories I know of, just based on like regardless. So my senior year, summer, COVID. So COVID shut us down. And then I go into the summer going into my freshman year, get another MRI because I don't have no relief, nothing's worked. I've tried every form of therapy under the sun, nothing's helping. And I end up needing I have a torn UCL, partial tear. And they said it was an old tear, but had re-tore recently again within the last like few months. And so I get the reconstruction surgery, not the full reconstruction, but the internal brace. So I get that and go into my freshman year, and man, that was a hard time because I think a lot of baseball players get very wrapped up in baseball being their identity. I know, especially when I was younger, I did the same thing. I mean, me and you were just talking about it, how important baseball is in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's hard to go into such a new environment with new people at a new place with new goals and schedules and everything, and you don't know what kind of value you bring because that baseball aspect that you just tied to your whole life is gone because you're not playing like you should be or doing the same stuff that you should be, and it's something that's just out of your control. And I just remember, I mean, I battled with anxiety and some depression for a while because of it, just like towards the end of it, because I didn't really find a place for myself outside of baseball yet. I still thought I was just only baseball. And not to get like religious, but I think it's important to mention in my story. I remember trying to find an outlet that way. And I'd gone to a Catholic school, so I was taught that stuff, and I didn't really firmly believe. I was pretty skeptical about it because I was always that science kid. And I was just telling the story today at Bible study, which is ironic, but my fall of sophomore year, I had finally come back, and I was finally off the slope. And I remember asking in a prayer one time, um, God, please, like, help me get through this. Like, please find a way for me to be stronger on the other end. Find a way to get rid of my anxiety to help me be myself again. And then a couple days later, I found out I needed surgery again, and that I was going to be set back another year and a half. And it took me a while to process that. I really, really had a hard time. I lost a lot of weight. I didn't find joy in some things I had before. I I really had a hard time, and it took me a while. Whole process. Now it's my junior year. I haven't thrown a pitch in 3 years in game, and something finally like switched in my head. It clicked. It was that I had asked God for strength, and He had given me the challenges I needed to get there. It's not something where you can go pray for, I want to throw harder, or oh, I want to get through this, or oh, I want this. And I think when it flipped in my head that I asked for strength and God gave me these trials to overcome these tribulations, but He was trying to build me up for what I needed to be and what He had aspired for me to be. And once that kind of flip switched, I mean, it was just I was so grateful that um, I was able to go through those years. And I know a lot of people wouldn't understand that. And when people ask me, "Oh, do you regret getting surgery multiple times?" It's like, no, I really wouldn't change a thing because it shaped who I am. And I'm super grateful for that.
Dude, yeah, that's awesome here. I know there's going to be a lot of kids listening to this that really need that. Because those thoughts even flood through 12, 13, 14-year olds who are either trying to make a travel team or trying to make their high school team, and setbacks kind of hit and they have that kind of epiphany. So that's really good. to get out there. That's truly inspiring. So I do appreciate you kind of getting into that seriously.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's super important, especially to be like transparent about that stuff because more people are gonna,
yeah, exactly.
you know.
Because everyone, well, what my main goal for this podcast is social media is a facade.
It
Um, you see everyone post on Instagram and TikTok and their life's perfect, right? But you never know what someone's really going through behind the scenes. And I just want these kids to realize like you guys are relatable, even if you are Division 1 athletes, professional athletes. You guys are relatable. You've been through some tough shit. Um, and thankfully, like Jared Duran kind of has like helped it a little bit, I
Yeah,
feel like, especially
I think
after the
he's a
Red
great
Sox
advocate for
document.
it too.
And I know we never really got into it, but the mental stuff I was going through, wasn't really a stem from athletics. It was just outside stuff. Um, and what I said in my first podcast, there doesn't have to be anything catastrophic in your life to feel that way.
No, not at all.
Um, Obviously for you, like that's something like huge and like obvious, and the fact that you even got over that and where you are now is just like truly inspiring.
I appreciate
But if you're a little kid out there, it could be you're just trying to make the middle school team and you don't. Like it's okay to be upset about that. It's okay if it kind of takes you down a dark path, but you just got to realize like there's a way to get out of it. And going about it in a way that many of us have thought, and I had to, is not the route to go. There's
it. Heck
someone in
yeah,
your
man.
life who loves you. There's always someone in your life who loves you, and I just want to put that out there for everyone who is listening.
Yeah,
Um,
100%, dude.
but to get into now you're at Longwood,
Yeah,
kind of discuss how the portal. I know everyone hears the word transfer portal,
yeah.
but they don't really know like what it is. Like they think it's just like a game show that coaches go on and they pick. Kind of discuss how it ended up working out for you and how you ended up at Longwood.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, yeah, the portal. I mean, when I left Stonehill, there were about 10 to 12 of us leaving, and man, was that a summer. I played in the NECBL with the Navs, and I got there day one, and just everyone in that league was gross. I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's crazy.
As a host family or ex-host family for the Nabs, I seen it firsthand. Those kids are freaking disgusting.
Yeah, they're gross. They're legit, dude. I mean, my teammate from last year just got drafted in the third round. Another one of my teammates starts at Florida.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
it's crazy, dude. It's actually nuts. But yeah, I remember it was slow to start, dude. I was stressing. I mean, I wasn't throwing great. I mean, I was just so overwhelmed. There were so many that going back to that unknown thing. I didn't know where I was going. And just every time you throw, it's like, oh, I hope someone's watching and I hope I do well. And it's just super stressful. I mean, everyone I talk to that gets in the portal and goes through it, except for obviously like the big time players who have under the table money before they even get in the portal.
yeah.
But that's a whole nother talk. Those guys all know where they're going before.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember I had hopped on a bunch of calls. I took some visits, didn't like anything. Had talked to some other schools, things didn't pan out. They picked another guy over me, someone they liked better. Um, I remember that I was getting like woken up from naps and sleeping by coaches calling me to ask me questions. Um, it's a weird time. It's hectic. You feel like you always got to be attached to your phone because you never know if you're gonna get a call or miss something. And I remember I was I was golfing. I was actually playing barefoot, and I checked my phone, and it's hi, this is Coach Noe from Longwood, and he wanted to hop on a call. I was like, oh, that's super awesome. Like, I'd love to go play down south. Like, obviously, I'd originally wanted to stay in the Northeast, but things weren't panning out, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll get on a call with him. And man, let me tell you, I sat down on that phone call with that man, one of a kind. That he's the best coach I've ever played for, and it's not even close. I mean, he talked to me man to man, heart to heart about everything. I mean, he could get a butterfly to run through a brick wall for sure. that he ex-BMI guy, super bought in kind of personality. He's very baseball mind. And then I hopped on the phone with the pitching coach. He was unbelievable. We have such a good relationship. Talked to me for like an hour about my mechanics, what he wanted to do, what he saw for me as a role in a future, and everything. And I remember I booked a flight, came down here. I was entertaining other offers still, as you do. I mean, you can't put all your eggs in one basket unless you're totally sure. Um, and I fly down here, and I'm driving out of Richmond with my mom through the middle of nowhere. Like I have my mom called. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, you're good.
Okay, we're good. So we're driving, me and my mom, driving through the middle of nowhere, and sorry, my computer just glitched out. Uh, anyways, driving through the middle of nowhere, I'm like, dude, I have no idea where we are. Like, I've never, I don't. This is like so far from civilization, and we finally get here. It's this little college town. The campus is beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. It's got like brick walls everywhere, and all the buildings are made of brick and white pillars. It's gorgeous. But I remember, I mean, the first conversation I had with Ray, I knew I was coming here. I mean, that dude's special. I mean, I'm not, I have no regret, no remorse. I mean, I would pick this guy every lifetime over to come play for my last years of college baseball. The way his brain operates, the way he creates relationships with his players, even my pitching coach do the same thing. He's unbelievable. But the relationships you create with these guys and the way that they believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself, is special. I mean,
Yeah,
they saw a guy who had just posted a 10 ERA at Stonehill, and they were like, "This is our guy. Like, there's something in him." And even when I maybe deep down didn't believe it, they were like, "You're gonna be good. Like, we know you can be good. Like, we see so much in you that you're just not seeing in yourself." And I mean, they got me on campus and just unbelievable, man. I'm so grateful.
yeah. Me and Brady were talking about yesterday. There's no better feeling than when you know a coach has just 110% belief in you.
Oh yeah,
Because it just lets you go out and play free. You don't have to be tail under the legs type deal.
yeah.
There's just no better feeling than you know that coach has your back, you have his. And that's awesome to hear for sure.
Dude, yeah, like I know I mean I've never experienced that before. All my old coaches, it was always a little bit they might be friendly with you, but you know that there's some hesitancy, there's some negative feelings coming out of them. But man, like even my bad outings last year, I mean they pulled me aside and they were like, "You're good. Like we love you. Like just know we love you and you're our guy and like just keep doing you and it's gonna work out." I mean that shit that's so powerful. Like anyone that knows and plays at this level can see how much of an impact a coaching staff who buys into a player and firmly loves them as a player, you know what I mean? Like builds a relationship to where they can be almost as like an older brother or father figure. I think that's so huge and it's such a good place for people to develop and grow, and I think it creates a winning culture and I think it just leads to so many other things.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, I know there's some struggles in high school for me, like when I was at St. Mary's, just because of like a belief. You don't know from a belief aspect from a coach, and getting to Pentucket, like it was the first time I really felt that true belief in high school. Like I felt it from Steve Belt, but never like once I got to high school from a head coach. Um, so that's awesome to hear. Like it happens in college too. Like I know a lot of kids like they'll talk about just their recruitment process and you kind of get fed what you want to hear um because they just want you to get on campus.
Hmm.
But that's really good to hear like even during your bad outings they still have your back.
Yeah, I love those
So
guys.
that's awesome.
I'd go to war for them. And we're gonna go to war this year. Mark your calendars. Big South shit will
Hell
be
yeah.
hosted.
I you know
Farmville.
I'll be watching. You know
Farmville.
I'll be watching.
Just remember I told you.
Yes, sir. Um I know you have gone through some like delivery changes.
Hmm.
Kind of talk about that and just like gaining velo
Yeah.
as a whole. I know a lot of kids get caught up in the mindset of like 90 or die.
Mhm.
But kind of talk about how you gain velocity, change your delivery up.
Uh, Main three things: sleep better, gain weight, and just throw the ball hard. No, it's too simple. Those are big. I struggled with velocity. I knew I'd coming back from surgery, I was like 84, 85. I didn't even get up to what I was in high school. And my junior year, I think I topped 88, maybe. I had a really good summer in Norwich, Connecticut, in the Futures League. I think I got up to a 90 there. It's my first time ever hitting 90. And then went back to Stonehill again, 86, 88. Struggled to get back up there. And even this past year at Longwood, I think I was consistently like 87 to 90. I think I got up to a 91 once. Nothing crazy, but I mean, any Northeast guys, even guys across the East Coast and down into the Carolinas, I know I'm going to shout him out because he's my guy and I give him a lot of credit. And Mason Fioli, I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff on Instagram. He's a
Yeah, I've seen a
pitching
little
coach.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, that guy is a genius. I mean, just a year working with him, I've been up to like a 93 in bullpens, which is nuts. I never had hit 90 in a bullpen in my life. And I've been like consistently low 90s right now in my recent pens. I mean, I went from a two pitch guy at Stonehill who was up to an 88 to now a five pitch guy at Longwood who's consistently in the low 90s. I mean, it's just crazy what sticking to a process and just continuing to execute that process day in and day out can really do for you. I mean, it's just about that consistency because there's never any immediate fix. When I talk about the sleep, it's just your
Yeah.
recovery. When I talk about eating and making sure you're gaining, it's because you need to build a body that can withstand those forces. You need to be able to recover through your eating. If you're not eating enough calories, you're not going to recover. Um, and then just the throwing hard part comes from learning your body. It comes from understanding the way your body needs to move. It's understanding this feels good. I need to continue this, or I don't. This doesn't work for me. Let's flip something. I think there's so much value in gaining awareness for your body to knowing what you need to do versus what you're doing, and then trying to bridge the gap between those to become a good mover to a great mover. Or this summer with my coach, it was how do we get great to elite? How do I get from 92, 93 to mid 90s? Like what's the switch for me? What is the cue? And it comes down to super super fine details. I mean, once you're consistently throwing 90, I mean, getting from me getting to 92 to 94 is like a super super tiny timing mechanic where I create a little more flexion and create enough space where I can move efficiently through that. I mean, the changes are so minor, but they're so hard to perform. And that's why
Yeah.
those guys are so elite. It's because they know what their bodies need to do, they can execute it, and they have the ability to replicate it time in and time out. I mean, it's impressive, dude. It's crazy that guys can just sit 100.
Yep.
Just,
Freaking, we see it with Chapman still at 40 years old,
dude,
which
he's
is freaking
unbelievable,
crazy.
man. Oh my gosh.
How he gets on the backside and he just rides it like he's on a literal horse. I don't know how the man does it, but
That man's nuts.
it
That's a
is.
man who knows his body better than anyone. I mean, he's a freak, dude. I mean, you can't even teach that stuff. Like, you can't teach his mechanics. They won't work for you. There's no way. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, literally.
he's too strong. He's too big. He's too
Yeah.
flexible. I mean, you can't apply it anyway.
Yeah, and that kind of goes to like the younger kids, right? Like just because it works for someone doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Like you can't go
100%.
online and just you see a Roldis Chapman or you see Aaron Nola or you see Paul Skeens doing something just because they're doing it, just it doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. Everyone's body's different.
Dude, it's
So you kind of
crazy. I
gotta
mean,
just
even at
yeah,
Longwood, which is there's a super big difference I noticed from my old school to now, um, is the one attention to detail and like two the understanding of the game and how individual it needs to be sometimes. I mean,
yeah,
at my old school, it was very there's like a good way to throw and you should throw this way versus now we get here we do mobility evals. You go through all your ranges of motion to see where you move your best. You go through workouts that help you test what forces you move best. If you're a power guy, if you're a strength guy, if you work better up, if you're an aerial or you're like terrestrial. I don't know if you've talked about that kind of thing or ever heard of that. The Maryland sciencey thing. There's
Uh-uh.
a lot of weird stuff that you can get into.
Yeah, that's crazy,
But
man.
the point is, everything is so individualized that if you
Yeah.
need someone in your program that understands, like, okay, like here's Joe, he's 6'2", 210, maybe. All right, let's say like 207. Um, he moves really well this
Six
way,
one and three quarters.
6'1" and 3/4. Um, here's Joe, he moves really good this way. It's not going to work for this kid who's 5'10", 190
Yeah.
with different levers. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. There's so much understanding. You just need to have an elite baseball mind to be able to figure that stuff out.
Yeah. Exactly. Now that you're what? This is your sixth year of college baseball now? I don't mean to put you on blast like that. Obviously not,
No,
because
as
he's
long as
allowed to. He's allowed to. He's been through some shit, so he deserves the 6 years. It's not like he's out there just fiending on NIL money. He
no,
deserves it. Um, but now that you've just been in it for so long, how do you give your mind just a break from baseball, school,
oh,
everything?
dude, I I love big into golf. I'm not very good, but I try to be. I golf.
Huge golf guy. I
Oh,
actually work at the golf courses here at Disney.
yep, golf is sweet. Every maturing of a
Yeah,
man
the
revolves
best.
around golf, I swear.
Yep, big time.
We have a course here. It's the Manor. It's the hardest course I've ever played on. It's like $19 to play nine with a cart, and it's the nicest course I've ever
Okay,
played.
yeah, that's good.
Impossible. I get buried every time. Thank you. Besides golf, I'd say me and my brothers are big into cards. Spend a lot of time with cards, like that whole Pokemon boom, the sports cards and everything.
Oh yeah,
It's so much fun. I mean, me and my brothers played all the games when we were younger, so it's been cool to like do that again with them. It's super nostalgic. Um, and yeah, it's pretty much it, man. I enjoy the beach a lot when I'm home. I can't really do that here, but I'd say
no,
90% of the time that I'm not at baseball, I'm doing something with my buddies. I mean, my teammates are in the other room right now waiting for me. It's just that kind of environment. It's really special, and that's probably the thing I'm gonna miss most about college, the college baseball experience is those relationships you create with guys that I've never thought I'd ever meet.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome. A couple more questions.
Yeah.
We're about to hit that 40-minute mark. These will be some more fun ones.
Yeah.
Go-to spot for food back home.
Toscano's. Toscano's, the Italian restaurant near my house.
Okay.
We got this good penne al vodka with grilled chicken in it. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds fire.
That's probably my favorite meal at home. I mean, it's we get like four. I got all brothers and a dad, so it's all boys and my mom. Get these
Yeah,
like, four different giant plates of it, and we'll all just share them. And man, that's a good time.
yeah. Underrated spot
Really
for
good.
food in general, just the North Shore. Thoughts on a North Shore beef, roast beef? Are you a roast beef guy? Because I know I see stories on Instagram and stuff, and I'm just like, so every time I go home, I have to because I'm a big roast beef fan. Like, there's nothing like a North Shore roast beef.
I'm gonna break some hearts. I'm not a roast beef guy. I'd never.
Oh,
I
dang.
mean, I eat everything under the sun. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever gone out of my way to get a no for beef. I know that probably hurts some
Yeah,
people.
because it's huge up there. Roast beef, barbecue sauce, and it's not like the same. It's not Sweet Baby Ray's.
No,
It's just, it's something about it. It's just so
it's a North
good.
Shore beef. That's why it's called that. It's
Yeah.
special.
What's your Red Sox Mount Rushmore?
So four guys.
Yes.
Pedro, 100% has to be Pedro. Pedro, Mookie, David Ortiz. Who do I want to throw on there? Man, Can I get weird here and go 2018 Steve Pierce in our World Series run?
Dude, that's a great
Is
pull.
that too specific? Because I mean, that was our.
Dude, and a lot of people think Lowe is going to be that guy for
I would
this
love for
team
Lowe
this
to be
year.
that guy.
I would love it.
2018 Steve
Fire me up.
Pierce.
Yeah.
That guy was special.
But a lot of old heads are going to hate that take on the Mount Rushmore.
I know. I mean, all time.
There's a lot of new guys in
Always,
there besides Pedro.
it's probably,
Um,
I mean, that he did something special. I mean, that was crazy.
yeah. No, Steve Pierce was
Just
one
for
of the best
the
free agent signings of all time.
yeah, yeah, a couple months of unbelievable ball.
Yep. Would you rather go complete game, but you let up 5 runs, you get the win, or have a no-hitter through 9, get pulled, your team loses?
The first one, oh my gosh, I don't care if I throw a no hitter. I'm trying to win baseball games. I want to hoist a Big South
Okay.
trophy. If my coach
That is
found
a
the answer to
good,
that with no hitter, but we lose, I think I'd run for the next week.
probably,
I probably would.
probably. Hey, we just want to see if you had the mindset. That's all.
No, we're
A lot
done.
of kids. I only put that because I know my little cousin Daniel's probably watching this, and he's probably like the no hitter. I'm like, no, dude.
No.
Wins matter. Wins the only thing that
I'd
matters.
rather let up 7 earn through 3 and us win 8-7 than me go like 4 shutty
Yeah,
and lose or something like that, or like 6 shutty and we lose.
yeah. That's a good freaking
I
mindset
want to
there.
win. I mean, I've played long enough in college. I want to go to regional. I want to see more than just the season ends in May and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's obviously the goal. Big South Championship.
it's happening. Mark your calendars, man. Remember this. We're gonna click that.
Where's a regional you'd want to be at, or would you want to host? Just win out and host. Go
Ah,
55-0 and host.
I mean, obviously, I have to say I'd love to host. Like that's the correct answer. I'd say if I had to go anywhere besides us hosting and going undefeated, man, probably LSU. I mean, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Or like a
Yeah.
Tennessee, one of those big schools with big crowds. I mean, I'd love to play at that one. That
I will say, coming from a Coastal Carolina family,
you guys had a
obviously,
crazy.
Abdul is my host brother, so it's family. So I was at the regional in Conway. There it was electric.
It's
Like
unreal.
that ECU game was. There was probably 7,000 people. That place only holds like 5,000. But with the standing in the outfield, they probably got almost like 8,000 people there. And I have never been in a place so freaking loud. It was
Yeah, that's nuts.
electric. That
I mean, you
grand
guys got our
slam,
old coach.
that
Our old head
Pokeball
coach.
night hit. What's that?
Our old head coach transferred to Coastal before I got here.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, Ox.
Yeah, that place is. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because Blake and Pato's there
Yep,
now
Blagan.
from
Yeah,
Longwood.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he ended up having a really good year. He didn't start the year and then had some injuries in the outfield. Dean Mijos gets hurt. He gets put out there and freaking his Auburn Super Regional is gonna go down as one of the best Super Regionals ever.
It's crazy.
Just go in 2 home runs to start the game, like no issue.
Crazy.
Um,
It's actually nuts.
but that is gonna wrap up this episode of the pod. Joe, any end thoughts for you? It was really good catching up with
Yeah,
you,
you too,
obviously.
man. Enjoy it while it lasts, for sure. I mean, I don't know when my
Yeah,
career's gonna be done. It could be this year. I'd love to play after, but I wish I appreciated it more for what it is, and that's a kid's game, and I'm blessed to be able to play a game every day. I mean, that's special. Not a lot of people can say that, but keep God in your life, keep your family close, and don't look too far ahead. I mean, it flies.
yeah.
That's all I got. Of
So, awesome. Thank you, Joe, for jumping on. We'll
course.
see y'all next week.